You bought the big house, you raised the kids, you hosted the holidays, you survived the school drop-offs, the sports equipment, the science projects, the mystery stains on the carpet, and that one room that nobody's really allowed to talk about. And now the kids are gone, the house is quiet, the stairs are suddenly rude, the yard is demanding attention like a toddler with sprinklers, and you're walking by 3 empty bedrooms thinking, why am I still paying, cleaning, maintaining, heating, cooling, insuring, and worrying about all this space? But then the other voice kicks in, the dangerous voice, the emotional voice, the voice that says, but this is our home. And then the financial voice says, also, you have a really low property tax base and maybe a 3% mortgage, so don't touch anything. And that, my friends, is the San Diego downsizing dilemma. Should you sell your home in 2026? Should you stay put? Should you downsize into a condo? Should you move closer to the coast? Should you leave California? Should you rent out your house? Should you give it to the kids and let them finally understand what property taxes feel like? Today, we're breaking it all down emotionally, financially, and strategically. And if you're an empty nester, a retiree, a homeowner with a lot of equity, or even a buyer waiting for one of these larger homes to finally hit the market, this video is for you. Because the real question is not just, should I sell? The real question is, what life are you trying to create next? If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about moving in or out of San Diego, then subscribe and click that bell for notifications so that you can be the first to know about the current market here in San Diego, California. My name is Victoria Sandoval and I'm with Select Premier Properties. We get calls from people just like you every single day, so whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 9 months, feel free to reach out. My contact information is on the description below, and I'd be happy to help you make a smooth move in or out of San Diego. Hi, I'm Victoria Sandoval, your San Diego real estate broker, and I've been helping buyers and sellers navigate this market for 23 years. And today, we're talking about one of the biggest conversations happening quietly around kitchen tables all over San Diego. Should empty nesters sell their larger homes and downsize in 2026? This is not a simple yes or no question, because for a lot of San Diego homeowners, this is not just a real estate decision. It's a family decision, a retirement decision, a tax decision, a lifestyle decision. And let's be honest, sometimes it is also a garage decision, because there are people watching this right now who have not parked a car in a garage since 2009. That garage is not a garage anymore. It is a museum of old holiday decorations, Costco paper towels, golf clubs, luggage, paint cans, box labeled miscellaneous, which is a fancy way of saying future problem. So today I'm going to walk you through the real pros and cons of downsizing in San Diego, why so many empty nesters are staying put, what sellers need to think about before listing, and what buyers need to understand if they're waiting for these family-sized homes to come on the market. And stay until the end, because I'm going to give you a very simple decision framework to help you figure out whether selling now actually makes sense or whether staying put is the smarter move. Why this topic matters so much right now in San Diego. Let's talk about why this matters. San Diego has a housing problem. We all know this. But one part of the problem that does not get talked about enough is that a lot of larger family-sized homes are owned by baby boomers and empty nesters who are choosing not to sell. Recent reporting based on Redfin data found that baby boomers own nearly twice as many homes with 3 or more bedrooms compared to millennials who have children. That means many of the homes young families desperately want are being held by older homeowners who may no longer need all that space, but have very good reasons to stay. And honestly, I get it. If you bought your home in San Diego many years ago, you may have a very low mortgage payment. You may have a low property tax base. You may have a home full of memories. You may have a neighborhood you love. You may even have neighbors who know your dogs, your kids, your grandkids, and your Amazon delivery habits. And if you sell, where are you gonna go? That is the question, because downsizing sounds simple until you actually start looking. You think, we'll sell the big house and buy something smaller, something cute. Then you go online and realize the smaller thing is also expensive, and it has HOAs and 1 parking space, and the kitchen apparently designed for a person who owns 2 plates and no dreams. And this is why empty nesters are hesitating, not because they're irrational, because many of them are actually being very rational. Let's talk about the emotional downside of selling. Because I can tell you from experience, downsizing rarely is just about square footage. It's about identity, it's about memories, it's about closing a chapter. That home may be where your kids learn to ride bikes, where you hosted Thanksgiving, where your grandkids now run through the hallway, where you celebrated birthdays, graduations, anniversaries, and maybe a few family arguments that still get brought up every Christmas. So when someone says, "Why don't you sell?" the word just is doing a lot of work. There's nothing just about it. Selling a family home can feel like letting go of a version of your life, and that deserves respect. But here is the other side. Some people are holding on to houses because of the memories, while the house itself is quietly stealing their freedom. The maintenance, the repairs, the stairs, the yard, the unused rooms, the clutter, the constant feeling that something needs to be fixed, cleaned, replaced, trimmed, painted, or emotionally avoided. At some point, the house that once supported your life may start managing your life, because downsizing is not always about giving something up. Sometimes it's about giving your time back, your weekends back, your flexibility back, your ability to travel, your ability to live closer to the water, closer to grandkids, closer to restaurants, closer to medical care, or closer to the version of life you actually want now. That is the emotional shift. You are not just selling a house, you are buying your next lifestyle. Before we go deeper, if this topic is hitting a little close to home, do me a favor, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who keeps saying we should probably downsize someday, but has still made absolutely no progress because there are still 8 boxes of Christmas decorations in the attic. And if you are wondering what your San Diego home could sell for in today's market, comment downsize below or reach out to me directly. I can help you understand your home's current value, what realistic options are, and whether selling actually makes sense without pressure. Because the goal is not to just sell to sell. The goal is to make the move that improves your life. The financial side, why many homeowners feel stuck. Let's talk about the money, because this is where San Diego empty nesters get stuck. A lot of longtime homeowners are sitting on major equity. That sounds great, and it is, but equity does not automatically solve everything, because when you sell, you still have to live somewhere. And today's replacement property may be much more expensive than people expect. San Diego median's home sales price was about $950,000 over the months ending in April 2026, according to Redfin, and homes were selling in the average of 26 days. So while the market has shifted in some ways, San Diego is still not exactly handing out bargains with a complimentary beach towel. For many sellers, the questions are, can I buy something smaller and still lower my monthly costs? Will I have HOA dues? Will I have a mortgage again? Will my property taxes change? Will I lose my low interest rate? Will I trigger capital gains? Will I be able to transfer my property tax base? And this is where planning matters. For California homeowners who are 55 or older, Proposition 19 may allow eligible homeowners to transfer their property tax base to replace a primary residence, and the California Board of Equalization says eligible homeowners may do this up to 3 times. There are rules around timing, value, residency, and filing, so this is something you absolutely want to review with your tax professional and a knowledgeable real estate advisor before making decisions. This is a huge point because some homeowners assume, if I sell, my taxes will explode. Maybe, maybe not, it depends. And I know people hate when realtors say, it depends, but in this case, it really does. It depends on your age, your current tax basis, your sales price, your replacement purchase price, your timing, your filing, your overall financial situation. So please do not make this decision based on what your neighbor said at a barbecue. Your neighbor may be lovely. Your neighbor may also think Zillow's a financial advisor, and it's not. Get real advice. When downsizing makes sense. So when does downsizing make sense? Here are the situations where I think it's worth seriously considering. First, if the home no longer fits your lifestyle. If you're using 3 rooms and maintaining 8, that is a clue. If you avoid the upstairs because your niece have filed a formal complaint, that's a clue. If the backyard used to bring you joy and now it reminds you that weeds are emotionally aggressive, that's a clue. Second, if you want more freedom, maybe you want to travel, maybe you want a lock and leave condo, maybe you want less maintenance, maybe you want to be closer to restaurants, the waterfront, family, healthcare, or the airport. Downtown San Diego, Bankers Hill, Little Italy, Mission Hills, Mission Valley, Point Loma, and coastal condo communities can all be attractive depending on your lifestyle. For some empty nesters, a smaller home in a better lifestyle location feels like an upgrade, not a downgrade. Third, if your equity can create more financial flexibility. Some homeowners can sell a large home, buy something smaller, reduce maintenance costs, create cash reserves, help family invest, or simply lower stress. Fourth, if the house needs major repairs and you do not want to keep putting money into it. There comes a point where we should probably fix that. Becomes, why are we still living inside a project? If the roof, plumbing, electrical, windows, landscaping, kitchen are all lined up like they are waiting for auditions, it may be time to evaluate your options. And fifth, if your next chapter is more important than preserving the old one exactly as it is. This is a big one. Sometimes the house represents the past beautifully, but the future may require something different. When you should not sell yet. Now, because I want to be honest with you, downsizing is not always the right move. There are times when I would tell a homeowner to slow down. You may not want to sell if your current home is affordable, manageable, and still fits your life. You may not want to sell if you have not figured out where you want to go next. You may not want to sell if buying a replacement property would make your financial situation worse. You may not want to sell if the emotional timing is wrong. And you may not want to sell if you are only doing it because your adult children keep hinting the house is a lot for you. Translation, they either care deeply or they have already mentally chosen which bedroom their kids would get. No, I'm kidding, mostly. But seriously, do not let anyone pressure you into selling your home before you are ready. This is your life, your equity, your decision. A smart real estate decision strategy does not start with a sign in a yard. It starts with a plan for where you go, what you net, what taxes may apply, the lifestyle you want, what repairs are worth doing, what timeline makes sense, and whether selling now actually gets you closer to the life you want. What sellers need to know before listing. Now, if you are leaning towards selling, let's talk about strategy, because selling a long-time family home is very different from selling a newer staged move-in ready property. Many empty nester homes have amazing bones, great location, larger lots, strong emotional appeal, but they may also have dated finishes, deferred maintenance, old systems, or decades of personal items. And buyers in 2026 are careful. They're watching their monthly payment, they're watching their insurance, and they're watching their repair costs. They're watching condition. They are not always willing to overlook everything just because the neighborhood is great. So before you list, you need to know what actually matters. Not every improvement is worth doing. You do not need to remodel the entire house right before selling unless the numbers justify. Please do not spend $80,000 on upgrades because your cousin's friends saw it on a home show. That is not strategy. That is HGTV trauma. The right prep may include decluttering, deep cleaning, major repairs, fresh paint, lighting updates, landscaping cleanup, professional staging, pre-listing inspections, strategic disclosures, a strong video marketing that sells the lifestyle of the home and neighborhood, because buyers need to picture their life there, not your collection of 47 frame family photos from 1998. Those are lovely, but a buyer needs to emotionally move in. For sellers, the biggest mistake is overpricing because of memories. Memories are priceless to you, but buyers are comparing condition, payment, neighborhood, interest rates, and what else is available. The market does not price your home based on how many Christmases happen there. It prices based on your buyer demand comparables, condition, location, and competition. And that is why you need a strategy. If you're even thinking about selling your home in San Diego in the next 6 to 24 months, reach out before you start making repairs. Seriously, before you paint everything gray, before you order new countertops, before you let your brother-in-law fix the bathroom tile, call me. I can help you figure out what is worth doing, what is not worth doing, what buyers in your price range actually care about, and how to position your home to attract the strongest offers. And if you are a buyer waiting for a larger home in San Diego to hit the market, subscribe as well, because I talk about neighborhoods, market shifts, inventory, and how to find opportunities before everyone else is fighting over the same house. Like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who is having the should we downsize conversation. They may not be ready today, but this may help them start thinking clearly. What buyers should understand about empty nester homes. Now, I want to talk about buyers for a minute. If you are a buyer waiting for a family-sized home to hit the market, you need to understand this. Many of the best homes in San Diego are owned by people who do not have to sell. That changes everything. These sellers may have low payments, they may have low taxes, they may have no mortgage at all. They are not desperate. So if you are waiting for them to suddenly slash prices and panic, that may not happen. But when these homes do come up, they can be fantastic opportunities. You may find larger homes, you may find larger lots, established neighborhoods, good layouts, mature landscaping, real yards, character, and location that would be hard to replicate today. But you may also need to budget for updates. Older homes can have older roofs, older plumbing, older electrical, older windows, and floor plans that were designed before everyone needed a home office, a Peloton corner, and a dog washing station. So buyers need to look beyond the wallpaper. Sometimes the home that looks dated online actually is the best long-term opportunity. And sometimes the beautifully flipped home with trendy finishes is hiding things that would make an inspector start breathing heavily. We need guidance. Do not judge only by photos. Judge by location, lot, condition, inspection findings, and long-term potential. The best buyers know the difference between ugly and expensive. Ugly can be fixed. Bad location cannot. The decision framework. So should San Diego empty nester sell in 2026? Here's the framework. Ask yourself 5 questions. Number 1, does this home still support the life I want to live in the next 5 to 10 years? Not the life you lived 20 years ago, the life you want now. Number 2, is the cost of staying worth the comfort of staying? Think maintenance, insurance, taxes, repairs, utilities, and emotional stress. Number 3, where would I go if I sold? Do not sell without understanding your replacement options. Number 4, would selling create more freedom or more pressure? A good move should improve your life, not just change your address. Number 5, am I staying because I love the home or because I'm afraid of the process? That one is important because fear and wisdom can look very similar at first, but they are not the same. If you love your home, can afford it, and it still works for your lifestyle, staying may be the right decision. But if the home has become too much, expensive, too stressful, too disconnected from the life you want, it may be time to explore your options. No rush, explore. That is the key. The downsizing dilemma is real, especially in San Diego, because this market rewards long-term homeowners, but it also creates a strange kind of golden handcuff. You may have equity, you may have a great tax base, you may have a low payment, but you may also have more house than you need, more maintenance than you want, and less freedom than you imagine at this stage of your life. So the answer is not automatically sell, and it's not automatically stay. The answer is get informed, run numbers, understand your options, think about your next chapter, and make the decision from strategy, not fear. If you're considering downsizing, selling, relocating, or helping a parent think through this decision, I would love to be a resource. Reach out to me directly and we can talk through what your home may be worth, what you might net, where you could go next, and what steps would make sense before you even put a sign on the yard. And if this video helped you, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who is standing on a 4-bedroom house wondering why they still own 3 vacuum cleaners. Comment below, would you rather stay in a family home, downsize to a condo, move closer to the coast, or leave California completely? I would love to hear what your next chapter looks like. I'm Victoria Sandoval. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.